All right, all right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between 15 Sway and I believe it's Focus. Let me double check. Yeah, 15 Sway and Focus. This game taking place here on Echo Isle. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the action as opposed to looking at a random corner of Echo Isle and looking at the trees. Lane, I have been doing as well as I can be, considering the lockdown situation, shelter in place, teaching from home while having doctor's appointments and an infant. So, yeah, it's easy to complain at this point in time and stage, but then again, everyone, I know people who are going through at some difficult times as well. What about WarCraft 3 Champions interface? Does the WarCraft 3 Champions interface work well with replays? I should look into that. I really should look into that. Anyways, let's go. Yes, it does. Thank you, Metaphysics. All right, let's go ahead and break things down into here. We are looking at Altar of Storms, Barracks, Burrow. I don't know. Maybe I'm a stickler. Maybe I think that all of these interface tools should actually be built into Warcraft 3 as opposed to having all these third-party tools necessary. Proper replay tools would be very, very nice. Anyways, Archmage is going to be coming back out. Footman is here as well. Yeah. All right. I wish. I don't want to get started on this topic right now. Okay, it's going to be an Archmage versus Farseer matchup, but it is possible that you'll be stuck with reforged models, which would be unfortunate. I really don't want to see Joseph Stalin Paladin. All right. Archmage is on the move. Militia now making their way out. Gonna go ahead and clear out this creep camp over here on the over here at that 11 o'clock. Hero levels display is awesome, but I agree this could be built into the game. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I think should be built into the game, and I really feel like that's what Warcraft 3 Reforged should have been, as opposed to okay, I guess I can talk about this a little bit here. I've said it in previous videos. I think the problem with Warcraft 3 Reforged was a lack of direction in terms of what the game was supposed to be. It was supposed to in a lot of players' minds, it was supposed to be bringing a great real-time strategy game into the modern era of esports. And viewing and all of those things, and I think that's what should have been done. An update in the graphics would have been nice. I don't know if absolutely necessary, but still would have been nice if they did it and still kept the same playability. I know that Blizzard is working on making the reforged graphics better and better. And I hope that it does come to a point that it is better. But then again, using a high-resolution graphics isn't what makes Warcraft 3 and the original StarCraft Brood War a great game. It was gameplay and actually being able to see what you're doing. And that's unfortunately not what ended up happening in this particular happening right there. Farseer getting a quick chain lightning to finish off that footman there. Meanwhile, Archmage trying to run back around the corners. Which one do you think is more useful, Crota? Water Elemental or Spirit Wolf? I would say Water Elementals are significantly more beneficial. Spirit Wolves are better at chasing, but in a straight up battle, the Water Elementals, its ability to be able to attack air is very, very powerful. The downside, but as the game moves on, the Spirit Wolves become a great harasser, since they're able to do critical strike damage and also become invisible during certain times, making them a perfect harassment unit. Water Elemental is a little bit too slow. to be able to harass, but then again, having access to another anti-air unit so that you're not surprised by random wind riders all of a sudden and only have your hero to try and finish things off is a great upside. Archmage going after the Farseer trying to go after the Archmage as well. Units are trying to chase back and forth. Footman, could have gotten some damage onto that Farseer as well. As you can see, the Archmage down to 60 hit points. That Ring of Protection +3 actually making a very big difference right now, as that Archmage would have most likely fallen if it wasn't for that item. You can have 3 water elementals if you need a lot of if you have a lot of mana. That is true. You cannot have more than 1 pair of Spirit Wolves at the same time. Back off to the north here, Archmage. Gonna go ahead and hide inside his base for a little bit. We are going into dual Arcane Sanctums, no Blacksmith. So is it gonna be Priest and Sorceress, and perhaps a transitioning into Spellbreakers? Meanwhile, Focus is gonna use this time to clear out a relatively difficult creep camp. The Ogre Magi, very far in the back, but the Footman is keeping track of this, trying to just cause a game of disruption. Farseer sitting at level 2, halfway to level 3, as the Archmage and Water Elementals now showing up to the party as well. Ogre Warrior down to 80 hit points. Footman now trying to back away as we're looking at the fight getting on. The Hots Maps, Alterac Pass looks great. Stays true to the original art and very polished. All right. All right, let's continue to try and make this way, or make a game out of this. Farseer quickly denying there, quickly spotting the Mountain King and realizing, you know what, if that Mountain King is nearby, able to easily finish off some of my units, I do not want to get them caught without the second hero of my own. And we're going to see another Chain Lightning come into for that steal. Farseer sitting at level 2 right now, very close to level 3. Tauren Chieftain on the board with some experience as the units are still backing away. So far, both sides continuing to battle in the center portion for this center creeps and that experience. Mountain King going to go ahead and get a Stormbolt off onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain, however, could throw down a Stomp here. There it goes, stunning back the other 3 remaining units and also that Ogre Magi. Is the Mountain King going to get another Stormbolt onto that Tauren Chieftain? Tauren Chieftain could be in trouble. Tauren Chieftain now trying to back away, going to get down to 75 hit points as the Militia show up to the fight as well. Priest do not have Dispel Magic. Spirit Wolves are the level 2 variety, as I mentioned earlier, as we perhaps are going to finish off a Troll Trapper, the last remaining creep at this creep camp. All right, fight for the Ogre in the middle portion of the map right there, going down. And this is one of those situations where both of these players understand that creeps are an important resource. Whoever gets the last hit on that creep, it really comes out ahead. They get a little bit more experience, a little bit more gold, and that can have a big snowball effect. Right now, we're seeing Focus sitting at level 3 compared to the Archmage only sitting at level 2 right now, as Spirit Wolves are, well, going to be able to easily chase and keep this Archmage at bay. The Tauren Chieftain going to clear out this 5-3-3 creep camp at their expansion and get to level 2 himself, as the Archmage now perhaps goes to clear out the remaining Murloc Nightcrawler creep camps. Farseer is going to stay at level 3. There's that Tauren Chieftain at level 2, has Ring of Protection +3, and now going after that Mercenary camp over there at the 3 o'clock spot. Both have AoE damage and summoning units. I would not call the Farseer's Chain Lightning AoE damage. It is a single target damage with then followed up with diminishing returns. Blizzard is significantly stronger in large battles than Farseer is in terms of AoE damage. Chain Lightning, however, if it is a small army and you're just like, you know, small 50 supply army going up against a small 50 supply army, that initial burst damage could swing things in your favor as well. Archmage still getting a little bit of experience. Mountain King wants to get to level 2, finally gets there. Ring of Protection +3. Everyone wearing rings as the Farseer, well, they get shooed away again. Farseer doesn't really mind this, though, exchanging blows going up against the Farseer and that Archmage. Farseer going to look to back off. Tauren Chieftain very close to level 3. I would have thought at level 3 already, but 6 experience shy. All right, once again, trying to clear out some creep camps. Ogre Magi, there is Bloodlust available for the Spellbreakers to steal. Ogre Magi right there. We're going to take a look. Farseer, Tauren Chieftain now seeing that level 3. Are we going to see that level 2 stomp come into play? Yes, you are. Steps on a Priest. does not value his clear G-men as the priest just falls over. Tauren Chieftain now making its way back out. The Spellbreaker is perhaps going to try and find that front line location. Grunts, quick stomp right there, followed by a Thunderclap. Mountain King, however, now low on mana. Tauren Chieftain chasing after some of those units, going to be able to finish off a priest right there. Mountain King still low on mana, unable to do very much as the Archmage is still running around trying to offer that Brilliance Aura across there. Spellbreaker is going to go after some of those Shaman, but unable to finish it off. Mountain King sitting at level 2, almost level 3. Militia joining in on the fight. Is the Mountain King? Nope. There is a quick scroll of healing, keeping that Forest Troll Berserker alive. Chain Lightning bouncing around again. Focus fighting himself into a corner. Not a bad spot to be in, as he has a get out of jail free card in that Scroll of Town portal. Making our ways back across over here. The Spirit Wolf going to get taken down. There it goes. Gives level 3 to that Archmage, and that's definitely not what you want to see. You don't want to see yourself accidentally giving your opponent an odd level to your enemy heroes. That odd level does have a major power spike, and what's interesting here is that in this instance, the Archmage has level 2 Brilliance Aura over level 2 Water Elemental. Mountain King still has not trained its second ability as of yet. He doesn't know if he wants to be able to have a larger Thunderclap radius or be able to snipe down a unit with level 2 Stormbolt. Is it me, or our game sounds a bit low, by the way? I can up them up. How's that? Is that a little bit better? All right. If not, I can still up game sounds here. Archmage here, ready to go. Finishing off the Murloc Huntsman, and now perhaps going to try and clear out one of these red creep camps off in the corner. Scout tower, and it looks like both sides, after some early engagement and fighting over creeps in the middle portion of the map, both sides are now ready to play a little bit. Once more, please. All right, that should be a little bit higher. I don't know, you tell me. All right, Grunts in that front line. Kodo Beast ready to do some fine dining. Water Elemental in the back. Spellbreakers are here, ready to go. And where I say ready to go a lot right now, as when I don't know what to say, I realize. All right, Spellbreakers should be able to move on forward, but the Kodo Beasts are going to be there to try and devour some of those units. There are priests in the back line for all of that proper healing, but they're only going to be effective really against those grunts if they are trying to attack. Peasants are going to continue to repair as well, as we see a third Kodo Beast join in on the fight. Mountain King does look like it's trying to go for well, I don't know if it's a Thunderclap or Stormbolt. Mountain King should be able to make its way forward here in just a moment and lay down a beautiful Thunderclap here. Spellbreaker going to go ahead and sneak on by, as the Mountain King, well, doesn't want to get caught in a strange scenario. All right, Priest are there trying to provide some healing. There's that Spellbreaker as well. Mountain King in that frontline spot. He's gonna sit there and I guess just hold some damage. And 15 Sway does not want to force a battle away from here. He wants to get focused to make its way back over. We are going to get a quick shackle right there, but do we have an ensnare? We don't have an ensnare. We are going to get some damage, and all of a sudden the Dragonhawk Rider could get focused down, and Focus going to finish that off. There it goes. In comes a big Thunderclap. Mountain King shows up to the party, counteracted by a quick stomp, as well as Spellbreakers trying to make their way through. They're going to get taken down very fast as well. Mountain King had 2 claps in him, and that was it, and now is in a massive retreat back as well. Mountain King, what is it trying to do? It looked like it actually used a Stormbolt as well to try and finish off a unit, and hence why it had less than, well, not 200, it has 270 mana right now. Still trying to join in on the fight. Archmage with some items. Mountain King with double gloves of haste, but doesn't have bash, so a little bit of a strange spot to be in. Kodo Beast, 1 has a Spellbreaker, 2 has a Spellbreaker, as the Mountain King gonna get in a big clap again. All right, in comes a Dragonhawk Rider trying to finish off a Wind Rider. However, it is channeling that Shackle spell and not going to be able to protect itself or get away. Mountain King going after that unit there. Kodo Beast down to 193 hit points. Is it going to be able to stay alive? Mountain King down to 67, or at 67 mana, trying to finish things off. 1 or 2 more shots should be able to do it. There it goes, getting that Spellbreaker back. But at what cost, as the Wind Riders and the remaining units were able to pick off and ensnare another Spellbreaker Spellbreaker there. All right, Archmage making its way back over. There goes that Priest in the back line again. Kodo Beast are currently dining on some fine items here as the Wind Riders are now able to pick off these, those poor Priests in that back line. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4, big stomp coming down, followed by a Chain Lightning to pick off even more units in the back. Maybe Shockwave is more powerful when fighting a number of Spellbreakers. Perhaps it could be more powerful, but it really comes down to positioning, and the fact that the Tauren Chieftain, if he can get to that back line or get into a good spot to finish off and get a stomp onto those priests that we saw, then follow it up with a Chain Lightning, maybe even Stomp Chain Lightning is just as effective as a Shockwave and Chain Lightning in certain scenarios. Focus sniped the Priest pretty well there. That was a very, very destructive Chain Lightning Stomp 1-2 punch. Didn't even need a Shockwave, and the Spellbreakers are only being trained because of Shockwave. So if you can, because of Stomp. So if you can make Stomp still effective, forcing your opponent to go for Spellbreakers, which is perhaps a unit that 15 Sway wishes that he could get away from right now, that is a definite upside. Focus now making its way back off to the north here. Wind Riders. And this base now under a bit of distress. Arcane Vault gonna fall. And this is what you want to do. You want to attack where your opponent is not. Force them to chase you around as they're losing, critical resources. Spellbreaker is going to be getting in a position now. Wind Riders, only 2 or 3 up in the air. A nice combination of units as we see a big, Thunderclap right there. Tauren Chieftain, not that much mana either, as the, Raiders quickly getting ensnares down onto the Dragonhawk Riders to prevent those shackles. Wind Riders now going after those units again. Shaman are here ready to fight their way through as the, Chain Lightning bouncing around, but, only the level 2 Chain Lightning, not enough to finish off those units there. Tauren Chieftain using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Scroll of Town Portal being used as well. Kodo Beast, Scroll of Speed, getting away from that battle as quickly as possible, as the Tauren Chieftain could end up having a bit of a problem. Stormbolt not incoming for some strange reason. Chain Lightning coming back around as we're looking at the Spellbreakers trying to find the proper target. There's the Scroll of Town Portal finally being used in order to get back out. There is a Shackle right there, and I do believe that Wind Rider is just too far away. Mountain King gets up to level 4. Archmage still sitting at level 3. Double Potions of Invulnerability on the Archmage, as both sides are running on 2 bases. All right, no upkeep going up against Focus's low upkeep. And, this is going to be a good sign for 15 Sway if he can get a large amount of gold queued up and then quickly get into 60 supply by training up some Priests, maybe even a Footman and Dragonhawk Riders. That could be enough to really offset that supply disadvantage. Tauren Chieftain getting very close to 5. Kodo Beast needs to get healed back up. Triple Kodo Beasts are out here as well. Meanwhile, Burrows getting added in on the far side. Perhaps Focus is going to try to get into 80 supply here in just a moment. We are not getting Animal War Training. We are only at Keep at this stage in the game. Dragonhawk Riders need to get healed up. 625 hit points. The upgraded Dragonhawk Rider, 50 additional hit points compared to the pre-patch. But, I am still having the same amount of hit points at the end after, Animal War Training. Invisible Tauren Chieftain about to say boo to his opponent right here. That is going to be rather scary. Is there any sort of detection? I don't believe so. I don't believe we're getting Arcane Sentry. No, we are not. So that Tauren Chieftain, Focus going to find the perfect opportunity to perhaps pick off some units off on the side again. Spellbreakers right there. Tauren Chieftain, there's a stomp, only getting the Archmage, but that's maybe all you really want and need right there, as the Archmage quickly uses a Scroll of Town Portal. All right, Archmage, Scroll of Town Portal, Chain Lightning bouncing around. There it is, the teleportation away. Where did the units go? Teleported down off over here. But now Focus, opting to just go ahead and, you know what? You're going to teleport to one side. I'm going to take a guess that you teleported south, so I'm going to go north, and I'm now able to get some free damage onto these buildings here. All right, Dragonhawk Riders no longer will be trained up. Griffin Aviary about to get taken down. Mountain King leading the charge the other way as it gets purged, and with that purge, unable to throw down a clap. There's that clap there, followed by a stomp. Tauren Chieftain fighting their way through as we see Shackles onto the Wind Riders in the back. Spellbreakers trying to finish off some more of the units. There's another Thunderclap there. Kodo Beast, staying alive because of a big Scroll of Healing as the Mountain King could be in trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There's a clap again. Farseer gets up to 5 as the Mountain King needs to use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability to stay alive. There goes a Spellbreaker as, a Shaman as the units are still fighting away. Tauren Chieftain sitting at 5 here. Farseer sitting at 5. There's another Thunderclap again. Mountain King somehow still getting in tremendous amount of claps here and is not getting focused down as another clap being brought in. There's that Potion of Invulnerability. Mountain King should be able to finish off a handful of units here. As we're looking at, well, Raiders getting taken down. Archmage could be in trouble, trying to slip back away, and Mountain King as well. Spellbreakers finishing off some of those other units as, well, Priest going to be forced to pull back once more. Priest, Spellbreakers separated from the rest of their heroes. Wind Rider trying to back away. Tauren Chieftain going to find some damage. Mountain King sitting at, well, 70 mana, not enough to do anything there as the units are now making their way back down. Kodo Beast are slowly digesting some units. There goes a Stormbolt onto a Raider, and the Raider does get taken down. Archmage making sure to follow up with that damage. Spellbreakers shifting back down to the south. Priest needs to heal back up with all of these units, and an Arcane Tower gonna keep the Tauren Chieftain at bay. 47 supply compared to Focus's 61, and 15 Sway is doing a great job with a smaller army consistently, as the Archmage now making their way back over. Spellbreakers in position. Mountain King has a bit of mana. Water Elemental going to go ahead and drop down. Let's take a look. Kodo Beast able to slip away right there. Are we going to see another Stormbolt? There's a Stormbolt. There's a clap. So much damage across so many units as that damage is slowed down quite a bit. Mountain King currently out of mana. Going to have some bad times here. Are you going to use the Potion of Mana? There's a Stormbolt onto a Wind Rider. Finishes it off and going after some high priority targets. Meanwhile, a Kodo Beast joins back in on the fight. There's a Thunderclap, but perhaps he wishes that he could Stormbolt that Kodo right now. Chain Lightning looking to finish off some of those units again as the Priest able to slip away. Mountain King going to go ahead and try and chase. No. Priest trying to get back close enough. Are they going to be close enough? Yes, they are, as this Kodo Beast still stays alive. Alright, Healing Salve will need to be used. Farseer and Tauren Chieftain both sitting at level 5. Tauren Chieftain very close to level 6. And a level 6 Tauren Chieftain, well, pretty much has a death wish. Can dive on into that back line, throw down a stomp, and then maybe even throw down 2 stomps. Even if it gets taken out, will get back up and then continue to make its presence felt, heard, and known. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 5 right now has a bit of mana. Clarity, or nope, no Clarity Potion has come to an end. We're looking at, well, another Griffin Aviary off to the north here. Tauren Chieftain hiding off to the side. We are getting up more Spellbreakers and Sorceresses, but the Tauren Chieftain could still have a big surprise in store. All right, there you go. There's that stomp. Large radius right there. So many Priests taking so much damage. Tauren Chieftain pretty much now out of mana. Scroll of Town Portal going back the other way. Spellbreakers trying to find some additional targets as the Tauren Chieftain out of mana already. Alright, using all of your extra gold for Scroll of Town portals to get out of bad spots. Not a bad way to use that extra gold, but unless you can start translating that into experience and some sort of other tactical advantage, well, Focus is just going to be able to use his higher level heroes for the victory. Sorceresses and Priests making their way down. 500 gold. Let's take a look. Only 200 gold left there. 70 gold left here. We are looking at 10 minutes of mining left at the expansion, but I believe Focus should be able to close things out in time. 50 supply compared to 62. Gold is overall the same as we are finally looking at 15 Sway go into low upkeep. Just wondering why Human doesn't get tier 3 very often when fighting against Orc. I've actually seen tier 3 going against Orc often enough, so I wouldn't say that they don't use it very often. Militia now trying to make their way down. Spirit Wolves gonna easily get cleaned up right there. Farseer continuing to put in pressure. But at this point, Raiders shut down a lot of the tier 3 units. Also, with your opponent having this many Kodo Beasts out, you don't really want to give them the opportunity to eat and devour Knights either. Mountain King going to go ahead and go for that Thunderclap ability right there, hitting down multiple units. However, Scroll of Speed more than enough to compensate for that slow. Mountain King gets in another clap as well. Multiple claps dealing massive damage here as that Mountain King is still in that frontline spot. There goes a quick Tauren Chieftain in there. Potion of invulnerability needs to be used by that Mountain King. Yes, nope, he is just going to go ahead and clap and try and get away. Mountain King is in a little bit of trouble. Chain Lightning bouncing around. Scroll of Speed. There is another Thunderclap as well. Torrent Chieftain, Stomp. Stomp, Clap, going back and forth, left and right. And now that the Torrent Chieftain is in that frontline spot, he's going to be able to stomp again, and he doesn't care if he falls. Mountain King in serious trouble. Mountain King going to fall here in just a moment. Archmage, uses a Scroll of Town Portal first. Farseer gets a Chain Lightning off, finishes off the Mountain King and some other units as right before they can teleport away. Yeah. All right. I don't know. There must be some sort of action plan in place to protect the Earth. The ground just getting absolutely destroyed in this battle. Meanwhile, Torrent Chieftain in that frontline spot doesn't care if he falls. He has the mastery. Level 6 ultimate ability. Even if you take him out, he will get back up and be stronger. Full hit points. Torrent Chieftain says, I don't need to chase you. I can just go ahead and engage anyways as well. Kodo Beast gonna go ahead and easily devour as Focus takes this game over 15 sway. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Really, Focus just played a cool, calm, and collected game. Even though he was at low upkeep constantly and therefore mined less gold, he was able to use his supply advantage and then just gain that into a hero experience advantage as well. 2 level 6 heroes compared to 2 level 5s. The addition of Chain Lightning and being able to just pick off units, all of those early creeps and fighting for those creeps really had a big impact in the end of the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.